Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Today, we're going to talk about a topic that might sound bizarre at first, but that has left millions of people on the internet intrigued. After all, why are cats afraid of cucumbers? Yep, that's right. If you've seen those videos where a cat freaks out after seeing a cucumber behind them, you've probably wondered if it's real, if there's a scientific explanation, or if cats are just trolling us. But before we dive deep into this feline mystery, go ahead and give this video a like, subscribe to the channel if you love cats as much as we do, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any new videos. Oh, and comment down below, have you ever tried this with your cat? How did they react? Stick around till the end, because besides the real explanation, I'm also going to tell you why this can actually be dangerous for your pet, and what you should never do if you truly love your furry friend. Alright, let's get into it. It all started with a series of videos that went viral on the internet, especially around 2015. These clips showed cat owners quietly placing a cucumber behind their cat while it was eating. And then came the unexpected. As soon as the cat finished eating, turned around, and spotted the cucumber, it would absolutely freak out. The cat would jump straight into the air, dart away like it had seen a ghost, or even knock things over in the process. The reaction was so over the top, so sudden and funny, that it quickly became a viral trend. People became obsessed with this phenomenon. Tons of people tried it at home, recorded their cat's reactions, posted them online, and of course memes exploded everywhere. Around that time, it was almost impossible to open YouTube or Facebook without seeing some kind of cat versus cucumber content. And that's when the big question started spreading across the internet. Why would a simple cucumber scare a cat that much? Is it some kind of specific phobia? Does the cucumber have a smell that bothers them? Or is it simply the fact that cats don't expect anything to be behind them while they eat, especially not something long, green, and completely silent? That's where things start to get more interesting, and where science and animal behavior studies come into play. But hold on, we'll get there in a moment. First, let's try to understand what might be behind such an intense reaction, and also why doing this to your cat might not be such a great idea. The answer actually lies in the natural instincts of cats. As cute and domesticated as they may seem today, cats still carry behaviors and reflexes inherited from their wild ancestors, and that includes a highly tuned sense of awareness. Animal behavior experts explain that cats are extremely alert, territorial creatures, and highly sensitive to everything happening around them. They're constantly monitoring their environment, using their eyes, ears, and especially their nose. But when they're eating, it's one of the few moments when they let their guard down. It's a vital behavior, but it also puts them in a vulnerable position. Now imagine this. Your cat is peacefully eating, feeling safe, focused on the food. And suddenly, when it turns around, there's a strange object sitting there that wasn't there before. That alone would be enough to trigger a scare, but there's more. The shape of the cucumber, long, still, and lying on the floor, strongly resembles a snake. And snakes, in the wild, are natural predators of cats. Even if your house cat has never seen a snake in its life, the instinct is still there, hardwired into its brain. The cat doesn't stop to analyze, is that just a vegetable? It reacts immediately, and it reacts as if its life is in danger. In other words, the cucumber triggers a survival response. The cat's brain interprets it as a potential threat, and the fear is instant. It's a protective reflex, an automatic reaction designed to avoid a deadly situation, and that's why, even though it might seem funny at first glance, this prank isn't as harmless as it looks. We'll talk more about the risks and why you really shouldn't try this at home in just a bit. But first, let's take a closer look at how this survival instinct works in cats and why respecting it is so important for their well-being. In other words, the cucumber doesn't scare the cat because it's a green vegetable. It scares them because of how and when it's placed. The issue isn't the cucumber itself, but the fact that it appears suddenly in a sneaky way, right? Add a moment when the cat feels safe and relaxed. Add to that the fact that it resembles a real threat, and the cat's instincts go into overdrive. This is a completely instinctive reaction. It's not something the cat thinks about rationally. The brain reacts before the cat can even process what's happening. It's a primal self-defense reflex built into their biology, meant to protect them from potential predators. In other words, your cat isn't being scaredy or dramatic. Its body is reacting as if its life is in danger, even if the threat turns out to be just a cucumber dot. And this is where a very important point comes in, one that many people don't realize. These kinds of scares can actually harm your cat. Seriously, when a cat gets startled like that, its body releases a huge spike of adrenaline, just like it would if it were truly fighting for survival. That stress response can have a number of negative effects: an increased heart rate, elevated blood pressure, rapid breathing, and in some cases, especially in older cats or those with health issues, it could even lead to a medical emergency. On top of that, repeated or intense scares can lead to psychological trauma. The cat may begin to associate certain places or routines, like eating, with fear. It might start avoiding its food bowl, become more anxious or skittish, or develop behavioral issues like aggression or hiding. Many veterinarians and feline behavior experts have warned about this. What might seem like a harmless, funny prank to us can have serious and long-lasting consequences for the cat's well-being. And honestly, no one wants to see their pet terrified. We want our cats to feel safe, confident, and loved, not frightened or stressed out just for the sake of internet laughs. So, even though the internet is full of funny videos, the truth is this kind of prank just isn't worth the risk. Real love means respect, and respecting your pet's boundaries is one of the best ways to show you truly care. By the way, let me know in the comments, did you already know this could actually be harmful to your cat? A lot of people still think it's just a harmless prank, so it's really important for us to spread this kind of information. The more conscious pet owners out there, the better for our furry friends' health and happiness, right? And hey, if you're still watching, stick around until the end, because in just a bit, I'll share some safe, fun, and creative ways to play with your cat that won't cause them any stress at all. You'll both have a great time, and it'll help strengthen your bond too. But getting back to the main topic, it's important to clarify that there's no scientific evidence that cats are specifically afraid of cucumbers as a food item. In other words, it's not the vegetable itself that scares them. If you place a cucumber on the floor in front of your cat, where they can clearly see you doing it, chances are they'll just sniff it, maybe investigate a little, and then walk away like it's no big deal. The scare only happens because the object appears suddenly, in a moment when the cat feels safe and relaxed. That element of surprise is the key trigger. And actually, what's really interesting is that this doesn't only happen with cucumbers. Other objects can cause the exact same reaction, like bananas, zucchinis, large toys, stuffed animals, or even a broom, as long as the cat didn't see them being placed there. It's all about the context and the surprise factor. When a cat turns around and suddenly sees an unfamiliar object that wasn't there before, instinct kicks in. Their body reacts with fear, treating it as a possible threat. So in the end, what scares the cat isn't the cucumber itself. It's the combination of the moment, the way it appears, and the surprise that triggers a deeply wired survival response. Pretty much any unexpected object can set off that internal alarm, and that really drives home the point. This kind of prank isn't just a harmless little joke. It's a deliberately induced fear response, and for cats, it doesn't feel funny. It feels like danger. They don't understand it's a prank. To them, it's a potential attack. It's more about the element of surprise than the object itself. The cucumber, the banana, the zucchini, or any other item only becomes a villain because it appeared in the wrong place, at the wrong time, suddenly and unexpectedly. This just highlights how incredibly alert and sensitive cats are to their surroundings. They are natural observers. They need to feel in control of the space they're in. That's why they spend so much time sniffing, exploring, and rubbing against furniture. It's their way of mapping out their territory, understanding what is safe and what might pose a threat. When a cat is in a familiar environment where everything is in its usual place, they feel calm, confident, and let their guard down. But when something new appears suddenly, especially without making any noise, that sense of security is broken. The cat's natural alert system kicks in because, instinctively, any unexpected change can be a threat. This behavior has deep roots in their wild instincts. In nature, a cat's survival depends on its ability to detect dangers before they become fatal. A strange movement in the bushes, a different smell, a new object on the path, all of these can indicate the presence of a predator. And since cats are, by instinct, both hunters and prey, they constantly balance curiosity with caution. That's why the sudden introduction of a silent object, one they haven't seen, smelled, or anticipated, triggers such an intense reaction. To the cat, this is a failure in the security system of their territory. And their body responds in the only way it knows, with a flight reflex, as if they were facing a real danger. That's why the best way to care for your cat is to respect this natural instinct they have and create an environment where they truly feel safe, comfortable, and at ease. It's important to remember that for cats, feeling secure in their territory is fundamental to their well-being. So, avoid games that involve scares, sudden surprises, or traps, even if they seem funny to us. Luckily, there are many much healthier and more enjoyable ways to stimulate your cat's natural behaviors and provide them with fun and physical activity without causing any stress. Interactive toys, for example, are a great choice. Boxes for them to crawl into and hide, tunnels to explore, toys that mimic prey, and even treat hunting games are excellent for activating their hunting and exploring instincts, all of which help burn energy, prevent boredom, and keep your pet mentally and physically healthy. And as promised, here are some quick and easy ideas to play with your cat without causing any fear or trauma. Crumpled up paper balls are simple, inexpensive, but a guaranteed hit for most cats. They love to chase and bat them around the house, which stimulates coordination and physical activity. Feather toys are another excellent option because they mimic the movement of birds, something that naturally triggers a cat's hunting instincts. Smartphone apps with little dots of light or lasers are also very popular. Just be careful not to use the laser without letting your cat catch the dot to avoid frustration. Ones with ribbons, feathers, or small dangling toys are amazing for interactive play sessions where you and your cat can bond and build trust and affection. The best part about these games is that they don't cause fear, stress, or trauma. Only lots of fun and well-being. Your cat will burn energy, feel mentally stimulated, and keep loving you, all without any unpleasant surprises. In the end, taking care of your cat also means understanding what makes them happy and secure. And playing respectfully is a key part of that care. So to sum it all up, cats aren't afraid of cucumbers. They're afraid of the unexpected, of what might be a potential threat. The cucumber just became the symbol of this reaction because it happened to be used in viral videos. But now that you know the truth, spread the word. Let's take better care of our feline friends and leave the pranks behind. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like. It really helps the channel grow and brings this content to more people. And if you're not subscribed yet, make sure to hit that subscribe button because we've got new content all the time about cats, fun facts, tips, and everything true cat lovers adore. And of course, leave a comment down below. Did you already know about this explanation? Did you learn something new, or do you have a funny story with your cat that you'd like to share? I'd love to read it. Thanks so much for watching until the end, and I'll see you in the next video with more amazing facts about the wonderful world of cats.